So, our discussion this afternoon or this evening is taken from the Bhagavad-gita. It's amazing classical literature spoken directly by Lord Krishna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra in his dialogue with General in Simo Arjuna. So, Bhagavad-gita, chapter 16, text 19, 1-9. The title of this chapter is the Divine and Demoniac Natures. Text 19. Tanaham dvisata kruran. What's the next bit? Is it Samsarisu? Samsarisu naradama.
Samsarisu naradama.
Chipamya jashram asubhan.
Chipamya jashram asubhan.
Asurisve vayonishu.
Asurisve vayonishu.
Is everyone with Bhagavad-gita? You know, the electronic age, so you can carry some small stuff. And you have the whole of Prabhupada's books with that. Who says science is not good? Science is very good. Tanaham dvisata kruran.
Tanaham dvisata kruran.
Samsarisu naradhaman.
Samsarisu naradhaman.
Shipamya jashram asubham.
Shipamya jashram asubham.
Asurisve vayonishu.
Asurisve vayonishu.
Tanaham dvisata kruran.
Tanaham dvisata kruran.
Samsarisu naradhaman.
Samsarisu naradhaman.
Shipamya jashram asubham.
Shipamya jashram asubham.
Asurisve vayonishu.
Asurisve vayonishu.
Can someone try?
Tanaham dvisata kruran.
Tanaham dvisata kruran.
Samsareshu naradhaman.
Samsareshu naradhaman.
Shipamya jasram ashubhan.
Shipamya jashram asubham.
Asurishe vayonishu.
Asurishe vayonishu.
Tanaham dvisata kruran.
Tanaham dvisata kruran.
Samsareshu naradhaman.
Samsareshu naradhaman.
Shipamya jasram ashubhan.
Shipamya jashram asubham.
Asurisva eva yonishu.
Asurishe vayonishu.
Ladies, what's up?
Tanaham dvisata kruran. Samsareshu naradhaman. Shipamya jashram asubham. Asurisve vayonishu.
More ladies, you have to match up with the men. Two more at least, two more from the ladies.
Tanaham dvisata kruran.
Tanaham dvisata kruran.
Samsarisu naradhaman.
Samsareshu naradhaman.
Shipamya jashram asubhan.
Shipamya jashram asubham.
Asurisve vayonishu.
Asurisve vayonishu.
One more ladies. All right, at least you try. But you know, I give the chance because this is the age of equal rights and justice.
I can go twice.
But it's all right. It's 3 to 2. That's not too bad. But normally, I would prefer that the ladies they even do more than the men, so that the real position of being the leaders of society becomes also prominent. Thank you. So, let's go to the word-for-word translation, and then the translation and purport by His Divine Grace is confirmed Acharya Srila Bhachan Vinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Papa Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Tan, those, aham, I, drisataha, envious, kruran, mischievous, samsaresu, into the ocean of material existence. Naradaman, the lowest of mankind. Chipami, I put. Ajashram, forever. Asubhan, inauspicious. Asurishu, demoniac. Eva, certainly. Yonishu, into the wombs. So, translation, are those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, are perpetually cast into the ocean of material existence, into various demoniac species of life. Please kindly responsibly repeat. Those who are envious and mischievous,
Those who are envious and mischievous,
who are the lowest among men,
who are the lowest among men,
are perpetually cast into the ocean of material existence,
are perpetually cast into the ocean of material existence,
into various demoniac species of life.
into various demoniac species of life.
Interesting. So, listen to the purport with rapt attention. Because, why rapt attention? Because this is the essence of this verse. This is the essence of the text. In this verse, it is clearly indicated that the placing of a particular individual soul in a particular body is the prerogative of the supreme will. The demoniac person may not agree to accept the supremacy of the Lord. And it is a fact that he may act according to his own whims. But his next life will depend upon the decision of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and not on himself. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, it is stated that an individual soul after his death is put into the womb of a mother where he gets particular type of body under the supervision of superior power. Therefore, in the material existence, we find so many species of life, animals, insects, men, and so on. All are arranged by the superior power. They are not accidental. As for the demoniac, it is clearly said here that they are perpetually put into the wombs of demons, and thus they continue to be envious, the lowest of mankind. Such demoniac species of men are held to be always full of lust, always violent and hateful, and always unclean. The many kinds of hunters in the jungle are considered to belong to the demoniac species of life. Om Gyana Timirandasya Gyana Jana Salakaya Sakshur Malitam Jena Tasmai Si Gurave Namaha. Suchaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamayam Dadati Swa Padantikam. Vanchakalpataribhyacha Kripasunubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Sri Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prestaya Bhutali, Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Itinam. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sanyavadi Pashatya Disatari. So, this text is very relevant to societal activities. It's not something abstract. You see, the good thing about Vedic philosophy or the Vaishnava philosophy is not something that requires you to crack your brain, and it's something you can relate with. You can see the descriptions. This type of personalities, you can see them. So we don't need to wonder and begin to rack our heads. What does that mean? Where is it perceivable? We see this type of situations, people who are mischievous, people who are envious, and the general tendency is to think that envy in general is condemnable. Yeah, it's not a good thing, but again, there are two categories of envy. One is the benign envy, and the other is malicious envy. Now, envy in general means that someone has something, or has an achievement, or has attained some position that, perhaps we would have loved that, or we would have liked that. I should be the one there. Or someone has has a great fortune, and then we feel that he doesn't merit it, or she doesn't merit it. I should be the one. Now, with the case of malicious envy, is that this type of mindset gets the way of one's values. Now, keep in mind that just to think about something, in Kali Yoga, you're not culpable for just thinking about something. You're not held guilty. If I think, I don't have money, there's a bank there, I should go and just break into the bank and steal the money. If I'm thinking like that, the laws don't hold me guilty. If I do that, then good for you. You're going. So, in the case of malicious envy, the tendency is that, the Sastra describes para sukaduki. One who is maliciously envious of someone is that when they see some misfortune in the person that they are envious of, that gives them some solace. I give them some type of pleasure, Parasukaduki. When you're miserable, when you have some misfortune, then that gives us some pleasure. Mm-hmm. It's so nice. Now, that is opposite the case of someone who is trying to be a devotee. A devotee is paradukkha dukhi. He's most aggrieved to see the misfortune of someone. And even in devotional service, we have a tendency to think that, oh, Vasudeva had an accident, right? Or Bhakti Vasudeva Swami had an accident, right? Or he's sick, right? Or something happened to him, right? Yeah, he's very offensive. He's been offensive to me for so many years. Now, he's getting his karma. Yeah. So we can use the philosophy to rationalize our envy. This is using this philosophy as a smoke screen to rationalize our envy. If I see someone in miseries, I should feel sad about it. And so, malicious envy is really very dangerous because it stagnates us, on the devotional path. Because malicious envy is completely at opposite polarity with the pure devotional mindset. A pure devotional mindset is that the pure devotee doesn't want to see the suffering of people. And that's why you find, like Prabhupada, he came all the way he left his comforts in Vrindavan and traveled aboard Jaladuta, almost died aboard the ship. For his pleasure? No. It's an inconvenience. But why did he do that? Because he wanted to fulfill the desire of his spiritual master. His spiritual master ordered him to come to the West to preach. But, for a sadhu like that, who is born, groomed in India, groomed in, a holy family. His father was a very holy person. And you're asking him to come to, deal with people in the Bari. People with pot heads. Pot heads and, that's done for his pleasure. And he accepted it because he was feeling very sad about the suffering of the mass of people. So this is the pure devotional mindset. That we want to do something objectively without thinking about the positive results that will accrue to us. We want to do something without minding the difficulties we have to pass through, and we're not going to get any material benefits. In some cases, even you don't have someone who wants to come and pat you on the back. Oh, boy, you did this very well. Thank you very much. Huh? No. Again, we can use philosophy to be unappreciative of what people do. We can say, well, you're doing this is for your own purification, But again, the mindset of the pure devotee is that they are always appreciative of little things that we do. Prabhupada was always very appreciative of the efforts of his followers, of his devotees. And that is one of the reasons why we find these followers of Prabhupada, they give their lives to Prabhupada. Under the snow, in the winter, they will go out to distribute Prabhupada books. Because they have that experience. This person has sacrificed his life for us. He has sacrificed everything for us. Therefore, what can I do to help him? So there was that loving reciprocation between Srila Prabhupada and his disciples. And this is the way of the great souls. They are always appreciative of living little things that the conditioned soul little effort that the conditions puts in an attempt to help in redirecting a misdirected civilization. We live in a world where envy, mischief is a call of the day. If someone around you is not envious, that's strange. And so the next time you find someone is envious of you, you should thank God that you have a lived experience of it. And you try to see how you can pray for that person. You can see, figure out how best you can adjust yourself to help that person. Because this is, it's like, okay, someone is cheating. Cheating is one of the defaults of the conditioned souls. And so when we find that someone is not cheating, that's really strange. Oh yeah. So the Vaishnava philosophy is meant to give us solace. It's not meant to instigate so much of, a terrible emotions in us. But otherwise, it's like one justice in Nigeria, he kept, complaining to me about this situation in his community. So one day I asked him, have you ever considered to ask yourself why you were born? You were an appeal court justice. Have you ever considered to ask yourself why you were born into that community? Why you find yourself there? Why did you find yourself there? That is one thing you need to investigate. Because I gave you Bhagavad-gita earlier. I said, so you read the book I gave to you. These things are revealed in that Bhagavad-gita that I gave to you the other day. Because to go about complaining without even making an investigation to enable us to transform our lives for a spiritual inclusiveness, it doesn't make any sense, because things are not just going to change by chance. We have to make some efforts. We are born with all these horrible qualities and emotions. And so, what Krishna is mentioning here is not really something abstract. It's something we find in everyday reality. I've seen cases whereby a brother killed a brother. Brother who is very rich, he has firms, companies, transporting companies. The younger brother arranged with robbers to go kill him. I've seen a case where elder brother had a very beautiful wife. The younger brother just shot him from the back one day. And when the elder brother is not there in that culture, elder brother is dead, then the wife goes to the younger brother. This is not envy, right? It's not envy, is it? It is envy. Just graphic examples of envy. I've seen also cases where husband and wife means one family, one purse, one coffers. And someone is worried, why are you earning more money than me? But the money goes to the same account. The whole money goes to the same account. They have children, the whole money goes to the same maintenance of the family. Why you earn more than me? I've seen that. And there's a friction based on that. Is it worldwide? It's not worldwide, but that is what is inherent in us. These bad qualities, these bad emotions, these completely anti-spiritual emotions, this is where we find ourselves. We are born with this. We are born with these qualities. So to become transformed just overnight is not a joke. So we have to make some conscientious effort. And that provision is there in devotional service. How does that work? We get purified by involvement in devotional activities. That is the solace we get from these great works of wisdom, Bhagavad-gita. And if we don't change, we don't make some conscientious effort to change, the promise in this text is that we will again take birth, we'll be thrown into horrible wombs, horrible families, and we again evolve in horrible settings, and again it goes on and on. So we are lucky. Not that it seems we are lucky. We are damn lucky. Because how many people in New York? What's the population of New York? 8 million. Yeah, so how many people are here? Yeah, sometimes we don't seem to realize the great fortune for us to be exposed to this type of high teachings, high philosophy, high practicable philosophy. People in general, you know, when you go to any college or any higher institution of learning, university, you go to the Department of Philosophy, we don't find many students who register for philosophy. Because sometimes, you know, people just think philosophy is just too much of thinking. I just want to do something 1 + 1. I want to get the things done, and then I know I've done it. Now, no thinking, you have to you have to do too much of thinking. People don't like too much of thinking. They want, you know, straight jacket stuff, and you know, you're taught how to add some figures, and you get the job done. Don't use your brain to think too much. Someone will show you how to do it, and you just do it, reproduce it, and then you're done. You get the money. Why you have to think too much? So people don't really go into philosophy because it's too much of thinking. And that is why we find too many people they end up being dull-witted. No deep thinking. When there is no deep thinking, nothing good actually comes out of life. If we find even in, you know, a big organizations, the managers, they don't think deeply. And so this lack of deep thought is a problem that is plaguing society. Because then we don't make informed decisions to be able to revolutionize people's awareness of why they have certain habits or certain qualities that they don't need to get along with. And so when we read the Bhagavad-gita, we can understand that these things are inherent, they are intrinsic, they are endogenous in us. These negative emotions, these negative ideas, they are right in us. And so we can create some transformation in our lives. We have a tendency to do something bad. In psychology, the malicious envy is mentioned that kids of 4 years, they imbibe that mindset. They're just happy. If someone who has been giving them too much of trouble, they're just happy that that person's in trouble. Whether you're the parents or whatever, no, they don't care. You're just giving them too much of worries. Their happiness is when they find you some misfortune. 4 years old. Yeah. Do you want to act like 4 years old? No. See, and modern research, they have gone too much into this concept of envy. There's a particular word that they've generated, just like we have the concept of parasuka duki. Someone is most happy when he sees the suffering of another person. Someone who is just envious, and that is a demoniac mindset. So they have this concept in psychology, Freud. It means that I am happy to see a misfortune. When you have a misfortune, I am happy about it. That is terrible. Demoniac mindset. So the psychologists, modern psychologists, they know about this. You can't say, well, this is for your religion. No, we're not just talking about, Vedic perspectives. This is a general approach. It's a general problem. So we can help the world to create a better tomorrow by working on ourselves. So it's so interesting, that's why I mentioned earlier that this text is so relevant to modern dealings, modern day society. And it's so energizing that it is not something we have to think abstractly and not get any informed idea about it. You look around in your household, at workplace, if you're in school, you see all these things going on. People who are just mischievous, who are envious. But we can help to make a change. We can help to change the world by changing ourselves. Oh yeah? So devotee is para dukkha dukkhi and para sukha sukhi. Most aggrieved to see the suffering of other people, most happy to see the happiness of other people. So we can practice that and set ourselves as an example. It's a good value. And so we don't want to risk to be thrown into demoniac wombs. The warning here is clear. We don't want to be part of that. Are there any comments or questions at this point? Yes.
If that feeling of envy is inherent, and if we are born with it, and even 4-year-old children have it, it appears to me that it's very difficult to get rid of, even through coming to devotional service. So what advice do you have? What's the hope?
Yeah, we have a great hope. You see, these are endogenous emotions, and even these emotions are purified through the process of devotional service, especially when we embark on chanting Krishna's names. It changes our values. It changes the way we look at things. It changes the ways that we reason. So basically, the process is like fire. When you put anything into the fire, it burns it down to ashes. So when we engage in devotional service, it's like we are putting our bodies into the fire of devotional service, and we get purified. When we get purified, these unwanted habits or unwanted emotions are purified. I told the story the other day. It was in this very hall. That devotee is late now. He will be dead drunk, drugged. He will just come, lie down, across there. And Prabhupada, even when he wants to go out, or anyone wants to go out, they will meander like this. They didn't kick him. Hey, get up from here. No, Prabhupada was very, very careful with the people who came to him. But you know what? Through the process of devotional service, he became purified. He became a perfected soul, a pure soul. In fact, he later on translated so many of the Goswami's books into English. So, I mean, this is not 5,000 years ago. This is just some recent situations. So, the process works. The problem is that, okay, I remember the narration of Sage Ananta. In the Kalki Purana, there's this story of this sage. He was married, he renounced everything, he went to the forest, and then he was doing meditation. Meditating, doing, serious meditation. But all of these terrible things, they just keep coming into his head, and, they really interfering with his meditation. He was thinking about all the things that he's done for several years ago. And he thought, what is this? I've given up everything. I'm trying to surrender my life to the Lord through meditation, and this is what I'm getting. Even in the forest. So he thought, well, I need to perform some heavy penance, austerities. The mind is still disturbing me, the sense that is disturbing me. Okay, I deal with you guys. So he started performing some heavy austerities, and the personification of the 10 senses, they came right before him. So, incident is there in the Kalki Purana. They came right before Sage Ananta and said, "You're performing austerities? You're really torturing us. How can you claim to be a sage and you are torturing other entities?" The personification of the 10 senses. He was confused what to do. So, but then he got inspired. He got some instructions to have a focus on the Lord. So he refocused his attention. And when he started meditating on the Lord, serving the Lord, and eventually he met Lord Kalki. And so, boom, he just became purified on the spot. Now, these are events that are yet to come, thousands of years to come. They are already there in the Kalki Purana. So yeah, we are worried, but this is the situation. In our own movement, we've seen so many people with terrible habits. They took to devotional service. Sex maniacs, drug addicts, rogues. They became Paramahamsas. This very process changed them, transformed them. So if you think about that, what type of sinful activities you perform that people have not performed and become purified? What type of bad habits we have been habituated in that people cross over, or people were able to transform themselves through the culture of devotion. So yeah, it's a good sign that we are worried, but there's a good hope. The process works, And if we tread on this path, it's like you go into an airplane, you bought an airplane, you're traveling from here to London, and sometimes the plane goes into very high altitude, and sometimes it's cruising, and then, all of a sudden, the pilot puts on the seatbelt sign, and he makes an announcement. We are going to be passing through a turbulent zone. Buckle your seatbelts. You're in the plane. You don't say, "Well, turbulent zone. Let me jump out from the airplane." No. So just follow the instruction. Buckle your seatbelt. You'll be safe. So the hope of devotional service is so great. We are on this path, a glorious path. So it doesn't mean that the senses will not bother us, but we should not give in to the botheration of the senses. Tam titikshaswa bharata. We may tolerate everyone else, but what about ourselves? We should tolerate our senses. We should tolerate the pushes of our senses. So then, the personification of the senses, they come before us, says Ananta said. So they look at it very closely. They appear before the sage, and then they were chastising him. You performing these austerities, and we right in your body, you don't know that you are torturing us? What type of sage are you? What are you going to do? You're trying to free yourself, and here the personification of the senses, they come before you and say, these things you are doing, your austerities, you are torturing us. This is violence. But then, not just criticizing him, not just chastising him, there was a sense of direction. Focus on the Lord. So he focused on the Lord. He became purified. He met Kalki, and his purification became like automatic. I mean, it's like Dhruva, he had a desire, he had a heavy material desire. He wanted to have something, a kingdom greater than that of even his grandfather. Because his stepmother insulted him. So he decided to go into the forest to do meditation. But he was so focused, determined on achieving his goal, to the point that when he was going to the forest at 6 years old or so, and now the morning tried to intervene, but he saw that intervention as an interference. He told Nada, if you love me, give me away. Just give me away. I need to go and figure things out myself. 6 years old, was so determined to achieve his goal. So we should make our goals properly and recognize that to achieve goals is not so easy. That we have to endeavor. And the devotional goal, the ultimate devotional goal, is to attain Krishna Prema. And this is the part that has been chunked out for us by the acharyas. Prabhupada has provided this very documentation for us, this very procedure, the process. And so let's just follow that, and whatever that is there, we are born with, we're going to be transformed. It's just a matter of time. Okay? Rest assured. Others have achieved it, you can also achieve it. We can also achieve it. Why not? Any laptop? Yeah, you wanted to say something?
Hi, Krishna Raj. Just a question. You mentioned that if you see the bank outside and your thoughts are you want to rob the bank, but you don't actually do it, right? So I work with a couple of ladies. We all eat I've gained so much weight, they haven't, and a part of me gets jealous, or a part of me is like, wow, I wish that they would gain a little bit of weight, or I wish so is that, I mean, I would never do it, like I would, but sometimes I'll give them like an extra cupcake, or I'll be like, but
You know why I'm laughing? I'm not laughing at your comment. I'm laughing at the fact that this small place here is full of powerful devotees. Listen, it is very difficult, superlatively difficult for someone to come to the public and make this type of statement. Because everybody wants to hide their, their faults. But look at you. You're sharing this in the public. You're not sharing this confidentially with somebody. You're sharing this right in the public. You are a pure devotee. It's a matter of time you realize that. Just you go on with the path of devotion, and that those type of thoughts, you'll be purified of those thoughts. First is to recognize diagnosis. If you're sick and you don't go to the doctor to be diagnosed, you want to take some you want to self-medicate yourself, you may die of it because you may take the wrong dose and the wrong everything. So it's interesting, I remember some time ago also someone devotee was making some statement here, and I was really like touched, because we like to hide our faults. So this is amazing, and this place is purifying all of us. This is where Prabhupada started this movement. This is a theater. Each time we come here, we have to realize that this is a very powerful theater. Prabhupada sat here to give classes. He started this movement here, this international movement. He started it here. People come from other parts of the world to come and see 26 Second Avenue, this storefront. Matchless gift. Yeah. And I remember, some of my friends, one young man and his wife, they came all the way from South America to come and see this place. They have read from the books. Yeah. A number of people, I mean, the other, just late last year, one of my friends is a medical doctor with his wife. They also came to just come and see this place from Argentina. So this place is very purifying. And that is why when we get purified, we can speak out like this. We can share like this. So don't worry. Just by recognizing the fact that you have this type of mindset, Krishna will help to purify you. And Krishna will help you also to have that strong will and determination to checkmate yourself, or to be able to deal meticulously with what you eat and how to be able to control what you eat. Yeah. I mean, for me, I sometimes, when I see some people, I remember I was telling one devotee that, hey, you see, I'm so skinny, and you have a lot of flesh. Why don't you give me some flesh? Yeah. So those who have the flesh, they say, oh my God, I don't need it. Those of us who are so skinny, we're thinking, well, at least I need some small flesh. So, but then don't worry, Krishna will give you that that inner strength to be able to deal with the situation. As much as there's nothing wrong in that. There's nothing wrong in that type of feeling. Okay, but that should give us a sense of concern that we need to rectify ourselves. We need to do the proper things to be able to attain that goal. We want to lose weight. We have to do something. And see, when I was in India in 2012, so the devotees were serving me in Delhi temple. I mean, it's like in India, the brahmacharis are like a war front. So when it's time for breakfast, they will come. I have to give up. I have to stop anything else I'm doing. Otherwise, they won't leave me. And then the doctor, Ayurvedic doctor put me on some type of like some regular eating and all this thing. And when I came back to the US, I mean, I was like almost getting to 150 pounds. 140 something, really nearly 150. So, but then when I stayed in the US for just a few weeks, and then my weight dropped because, in the home I stayed, Mataji cooks, and then the daughter told her, don't worry, my rice, just cook your stuff, then you go to work. You come and eat anytime you like. Yeah, so I get my freedom. So most days I don't go down to eat until 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and so then my weight dropped again, So to drop weight is very easy. But you need some determination to be able to do that. But my point is, I appreciate your courage, the inner purity you have in sharing such confidential information. Thank you. So, in the absence of any other comments or questions, we'd like to adjourn this meeting. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.